Resident Evil Revelations.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Andrew, and I'm here alongside Steven. We are Cal Gaming, and welcome to our Let's Play of Resident Evil Revelations for the PlayStation 4.
Yay! Andrew's stealing the spotlight from me.
Well, it's about time I got back into some controlling hands now. And yes, so Resident Evil Revelations, starring everyone's favourite, Jill Valentine.
And her face is pretty different.
Yeah, I'll admit, she looks ugly in this one though. But Resident Evil Revelations, it was originally released in 2012, early 2012, as an exclusive for the Nintendo 3DS. Which is where I got the game first, because I thought, this looks incredible for the Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah, that was a pretty big graphical leap at the time.
Aye. Well, what I'm playing right now is the PS4 port of the game.
Yeah, it was released only for 20 quid.
Aye. This includes the full game and and also includes the additional extras that the port of the PS3 and Xbox 360 version had, which was basically additional characters for raid mode.
And the much harder raid mode.
And Inferno difficulty, but here we are, Resident Evil Revelations. I'm playing this on normal difficulty, and we're entering the Queen Zenobia. It's an abandoned cruise ship in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh, so it's the Resident Evil 7 ship before Resident Evil 7.
Well, this takes place after Resident Evil 4, but before the events of Resident Evil 5.
Yeah.
And this is probably one of my favourites of the entire game. Well, of the entire series.
Yeah, they do a bit more to try and go back to the horror roots with this one.
Like the idea of being abandoned on a cruise ship.
Your gameplay is still third person for this one.
Aye. And this man here is Parker. And you know, of all the characters I know, I don't know how to pronounce his surname.
Parker Luciani.
Ah,
there you go.
Okay. So here we go. It's just a typical third. The way it plays is it's just exactly like Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6, folks, but there is a few key differences here and there. Like Steven said, this is more a balance between action and survival horror, like with the horror elements.
There's no sprinting in this game, though, which is kind of annoying.
You only move faster by going up with the analog stick. And yeah, you still have your knife, and yep, there's rotten flesh all over this cruise ship.
Our two main characters are actually voiced by Kirk Thornton for Parker and Michelle Ruff for Jill.
She does a good job, but I would have preferred Patricia Jolie from RE5.
I mostly know Michelle Ruff as the voice of Rukia from Bleach.
So down we go, into the cruise.
No signs of life.
No signs of life, sure. Everything's dead so far.
Hey, you saw that?
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of the... In fact, in the 3DS version of this, folks, you can still use the laser, but in here it's just a crosshair.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately is a bit bummer for me, because I like the laser.
There are some questionable design choices in like the PS3 version of the game onwards. There's no restart button for raid mode, which pisses me the fuck off, actually.
And there's blood coming from the vent. Ugh. You know, I know this is a port of a 3DS title, but I think they could have done a little bit more better job enhancing the graphics. I mean, they're fine the way they are, but when you saw close detail like that, you're thinking...
It looks really kind of blocky.
Aye, but it made sense for the 3DS. But that's like if you take a port, it's kind of like how if you... I'm going out of my mind here, but... Anyway, it's that where you think of something and then just as you're about to explain it, it leaves your mind blank. Don't you guys hate that?
Yeah.
So, and then, anyway, on the map there, your map is on the top right. On the 3DS, it would have been on the bottom screen.
You also have a full 3D map as well to look at anytime you need it.
Aye. And you only start off with a pistol this time, folks. Well, you start off with a pistol at any given time.
Aye, unlike Chris in Resident Evil 1, who doesn't even start off with a fucking handgun, the idiot.
What's your history with Revelations?
Oh, I remember...
Give me a hand here.
I was really late to the 3DS version, but I played through that and I quite liked it. It wasn't until the PS3 version where I started really putting a lot of time into it. And because of raid mode as well. Spent so much time there.
Didn't you remember, I'm not sure if you remember, but there was a trailer for this game where the story was going to be completely different, where it ended with Chris and Jill pointing their guns at each other. And then...
Looks at outline of a gun. I think it's a gun.
No shit. But as I'm saying, like there was a trailer of where Chris and Jill pointing their guns at each other, thinking, you're gonna have to kill me to find out. And then there was another Chris with a darker voice.
Yeah, they were trying to play up maybe Chris is betraying them or something.
Aye, and then Hunk was supposed to be part of the story. But then they completely redone the story here.
Funny thing, Hunk wouldn't be included in Revelations until the PS3 version in raid mode. He was the hardest character to unlock, though. You had to S-rank all of the hardest raid mode stages on the hardest difficulty.
And here's our first common enemy, guys. Ooze.
Ooh, look at that tongue.
Don't let this guy bite you. If you fail to break it free of its grasp, it sticks its...
Insta-kill.
Yes, it's insta-kill. Like, the way it bites you is that it sticks its tongue in your neck and sucks your blood. It does it. It could do it up to 3 times. If you do it 3 times, you're dead.
Yeah, straight up insta-kill. Regular enemy. A lot of stuff likes to insta-kill you in this game. That's honestly one of my biggest problems with it.
This explains our missing crew.
Yeah, if you can tell by the accent, Parker's Italian.
Where are you, Chris?
I can't stand the face model of Jill here.
I'm not a fan of the face model. And also, why is she showing her cleavage? Zip that up, Jill.
Hey, you wouldn't be like that if it was little Rebecca.
What? I'm more of a gentleman than that, though.
And we begin with a news report. On to episode 1.
This is kind of oddly placed.
This sunny and idyllic
Can you imagine if this was the BBC? Tonight on BBC News.
Jill shoots an ooze.
Now, this city right here is the floating city of Terra Grigia.
Sinking.
Yeah. As you can see, this entire city is based on solar energy.
Oh fuck! How do they get by at nighttime?
But in 2004, Veltro, a terrorist group opposing the city's development,
Yeah, apparently not typical when politicians do changes. Not everybody's gonna be happy.
they not only released a virus,
Oh look,
Hunters.
hunters are back.
Fuck me. Those things, ladies and gentlemen, are one of the most dangerous Resident Evil enemies in the franchise. They are famous for one of their most brutal instant kills. Decapitation.
Now that I know what you're thinking. No, that's not Christopher Lee, unfortunately. You'd think it'd be Christopher Lee, but no, that is Morgan Lansdale, the head of the FBC. In fact, Resident Evil Revelations is pretty much the origin story of the bioterror of the BSAA, which was the faction that Chris joined in I5.
Jill and Chris are founding members of the BSAA, actually.
Aye, they weren't a government agency. The FBC was, but the BSA were more like a side, additional support for them.
Oh, thank God, the hunter's dead.
Well, as you can see, folks, they decide, in order to save this outbreak, they decide to destroy the city with its own solar energy matrix.
Raccoon City all over again.
Again, you can't help but feel like it's Christopher Lee playing that role.
Called Veltro. It is now 2005.
Yeah, what, because of the beard and that?
Well, yeah, I would say so. Typical old man, very white hair and beard.
You like my beard, yes? Everyone likes my beard.
Don't worry, folks. This news reporter is not given a name, so we won't be able to see her anymore. Not that it matters, anyway.
Random cutscene character.
And we lost the signal. Shit.
That's an odd time to play that cutscene, I would say. Wait.
Now we're on to the beaches of outside Terra Grigia,
He's
near
our
the
commanding
Mediterranean.
officer, Clive R. O'Brien.
Yep, he's the head of the BSAA.
He's voiced by Paul Eiding, but there's something about the voice direction for him that seems a little off.
What do you mean
Almost
by
sounds
that?
a little bored.
I think that's the direction they meant to do, because he's supposed to be like in his 50s.
However, in the past few weeks, a number of mysterious
I don't know, it's just something about it. That's just me, though.
And if you know your Resident Evil 5 history, folks, this outfit that Jill's wearing is exactly the same outfit she wore in Lost in Nightmares with the assistance of Abby.
Yeah.
That's why I've sent the BSAA into investigate.
These costumes are actually available for raid mode as well.
Yeah, they are.
You have to unlock them, though.
This is a new mechanic for the game. This Genesis is our scanners, basically.
What, they're taking the Sega Mega Drive console with them? Let's play Sonic on it.
No, you wish you can.
No, Parker forgot to set the Sonic cartridge, so we can't play it now. That's what he's looking for. You useless Parker.
So anyway, this is the Genesis scanner. Basically, when you find enemy corpses or enemies, you can scan them, and this will give you a percentage. When it gets to 100%, you can get yourself a herb.
One of my biggest problems with it, though, is that when you reach 100%, you're left vulnerable for a minute because you can't immediately exit the Genesis as it gives you the herb. So you can get the herb and take damage, then you have to fucking use it.
Fucking hell, look at the state of this. Rotten flesh.
Oh, do you scan him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Do you scan Parker as well?
I don't know actually,
Because he also has... Well, let's just wait and see, ladies and gentlemen.
so if I scan Brian first.
Have a look at this.
What's the reading say? That I'm one sexy mofo, right?
Oh!
I think Parker said, like, I hope it's getting my good side or something.
I'm getting something.
The scanner also detects any metal. So as we can see right here, something's inside this rotten flesh.
Metal, as in rock? Metal!
Boo.
Aww.
No, I think it's a gun.
There's a gun inside. Well, it's clear Resident Evil 2, there's a gun inside.
Jill, shouldn't you be wearing like gloves and all? You're gonna get your fingers.
Yeah, let's just touch this contaminated, infected mound of flesh with my bare hands. Sure.
Exactly.
What is this?
It's a virus.
If it's an engineered mutation,
You know,
this
it's
could prove
as
a link.
cheesy as the original voice acting was. Now, as in the original Resident Evil, you can't help but feel that they still want to keep that as a reference.
That's like, that happens all the time with arcade games in this day and age. Oh, good.
Trying to get to know the real me?
Oh, there is it.
So what we have to do here, folks, is that we have to get 100% analysis, and we get that by scanning all the corpses around the beach.
So we do have to run around quite a bit.
Aye. Out there's Terra Grigia. But you would wonder, how the hell does a flesh stand up there?
Maybe it just flew up there when it exploded or something.
Maybe. Well, it depends what exploded. It looks like there's multiples and not just pieces of flesh from one person.
God, your aim sucks there. How did you...
Oh, quiet you.
You missed the target like twice. And you mock me for my accuracy.
Right, we'll just scan this one. Halfway there.
Halfway there.
Whoa!
Oh.
I will admit, the first time I played this, that gave me a jump.
Hello there.
Don't worry. These guys are... They're called globsters, actually.
Yeah.
They're piss poor in water. They just slam you
No,
down.
on ground.
No, on ground, yes,
And
sorry.
water though. Oh.
Yeah, in water, they're insta-kill. We won't get to that till the very end of the game. So this is pretty much a teaser for them. We see them at the beginning and at the very end.
Yeah.
But on land, they're piss poor.
Underwater there.
Yeah. Kind of weird.
Hunter underwater.
Oh, crows. Can I kill them?
Cool.
What the?
There goes some of your accuracy points.
I don't care, but why is the crow not dying? Right. Fucking crows.
Because this game...
Fuck
Because...
Thanks, Goofy.
Smell. Must have ruptured.
My words exactly, Lee.
Christ, what a mess.
You were saying, Stevie, before you got interrupted by Lee?
I lost my train of thought.
This handprint here is just a basic collectible, folks. You get nothing but trophies.
Yeah.
They don't give you... Well, actually, I lie. If you scan a certain amount of handprints, you get additional weapons. I believe one of them is a Glock 18 pistol, which is basically a machine pistol.
Actually, you also get some DLC weapons as well, like from raid mode, that are available in this game.
Aye, but they don't really change much. Like, you get Jill's Samurai Edge, and then basically recolors of Parker's and Jessica's weapons.
Yeah. Parker's government has the highest firepower, but piss poor reload time.
Yeah.
And very, very low ammo capacity. So you really need to make your shots count with that one.
There is a total of 30 handprints in the entire game, folks, but I
Found them
will...
all.
Yeah, I don't think during this playthrough, I don't think I'll be getting them all. I'll just be getting the ones I see.
Some of them are hidden in really dickish locations, like easy to miss.
Yeah, I need one more corpse just to scan. 1%. And that little yellow icon that's on the scanner, that basically means there's an item to scan. So when you get 100% rating, you get a health. But the scanner also is your way of finding items, folks. You scan. Let's say you go into an area, you scan the place, and then the icon will appear. That'll cause an item to appear, and you can pick up that item, whether it's health, grenades, or an ammunition.
The only problem with that, though, is even if you know the item is there,
fuck,
even if you know the item is there, you still have to scan it. Revelations 2 is really bad with that.
By the way, folks, don't expect your AI to help you that much.
Yeah, they're fucking useless. They won't die though.
But they don't. Their bullets don't do any damage.
You'll just hear them taking damage a lot, so get used to hearing Parker going, yeah.
Peace and quiet.
Kind of weird actually when you see these globsters when they're dead, they melt.
Yeah.
All right, O'Brien, here's your precious data.
Nice work.
Another new thing added in the PS3 versions onwards, Infernal difficulty, which is essentially bash your head against the fucking wall mode. Don't even attempt to complete Infernal mode without completing the game and using your New Game Plus equipment. It's ridiculously hard.
It's me.
They basically put like shit tons of enemies in places they really shouldn't be in.
Yes, that's fine. I'll take it from here.
Some enemies even show up much earlier than they should.
To speed things up.
Gotta go fast.
Starting now.
Don't get your Sonic out of my Resident Evil.
What? We have to speed up. We need Sonic.
Jill, Parker, you two are still on the case.
Was it still in war?
Lost contact.
Resident Evil edition.
Quit.
Cole Phelps, Revelations.
We're not.
Nah, that doesn't roll off the tongue. That's not really a job title.
It could be anything you want it to be. He's Cole Phelps. He can be anything.
Thought they were in the mountains chasing Veltro. But judging from their position, they must be
On a ship.
On a ship taking a cruise holiday.
Yeah, what
Fucking
made you think?
bastards.
Yeah, what made you think that? The fact that's all the way out in the middle of the fucking ocean.
Yes.
He's looking at Tergrisha. Maybe there's something more to this.
Who knows?
Well, it's something linked with Tergrisha, obviously, because the cameraman's intriguing it.
Where is this guy, the cameraman? He must be really high up to get it from that angle.
Meanwhile, back on the Queen Zenobia.
Yeah, finally back on the Zenobia. It's quite a big change of pace, actually.
You can tell that Jill really is in love with Chris, because you can tell that when Chris says, when Parker said that you think he's got to Jessica and Chris, you can hear that Jill just stopped like a gasp for a bit before talking normally.
I didn't hear it.
Like she went. You can hear that clearly, and like, come on, Chris and Jill, just get fucking married.
From this point onwards, if you're playing Infernal difficulty, there'd be like shit tons of oozes out in the corridors. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my good God.
Exactly. Not only does Infernal difficulty change enemy layouts, it changes item layouts, and it also has exclusive items.
Yeah, just like the advanced mode in Resident Evil Director's Cut.
Like, one of the exclusive items, well, not exclusive, but adds additional items is these ammo packs, folks. We have ammo cases. They basically increase your ammunition. Chris.
Well, hi there. What, you admiring my man packs? They're pretty impressive, aren't they?
Why the hell are you sitting there with a top?
Just
Chris, but he's trapped in there.
I tried a little something with someone. It didn't go very well.
So now we have to find the key to get to where Chris is locked.
Oh, another thing these versions of the game introduce a new monster.
Oh yes, these monsters were not in the 3DS version. We won't see them until a bit later though.
Well, we'll talk about them when we get to them, because, damn.
Now basically the herbs, folks, there's only the green herb. When you take one, it's just basically a full health restore. So there's no red or combining and all that. It was like that in the original. Well, the original 3DS release.
This was also the pilot demo part for Mercenaries 3D.
It came with a demo,
Very short, though, like, to the point of, why is it even there? Just a very, very small
well, that's the
piece.
point of a demo.
Alright. But it's so short, I don't even know if it can be classed as a demo. It's like the shortest thing ever. Hello.
Now, the way to go about these oozes, folks, is the weak spot, ironically, is not the head. The weak spot are its arms.
Yeah, because good luck figuring that out in your first time.
So you can see that the arms going all over the place. Shoot both of them, it'll be stunned, and then you can go for a melee
You can
attack.
charge up your melee by holding down the X button.
I'm melting! Oh, what a world, what a world. Yeah, so much blood in that, you can tell.
This game's only a 16 by the Peggy, actually.
Now, if you're wondering, what type of virus is this? Nope, this is the TIA-BES virus that is now affecting the cruise ship.
God, we're gonna have a virus for every letter of the alphabet at this rate.
Soon before it'll be the Y virus, the M virus, and the C virus, and the A virus.
We have the C virus.
YMCA.
And of course, locked doors.
Well, at least in the map here, it highlights the doors that are locked, so you can go back later.
Now, if you actually went over here first, Parker would actually contact you saying that he's
Found Chris, and... Was this a survivor?
This was actually
Not
a
too
male
long.
survivor in the original build of the game.
Well, we were too late to save this lassie. Now, the way the oozes are is that what they do is to keep themselves alive is they kill you and then they drink your blood, like vampires. That's what their tons are. The tons have got massive amounts of teeth in there, that's how they suck up the blood.
Oh god, liquors aren't enough apparently.
Right up the ass.
He was just enjoying a nice meal and you interrupted him. I was just trying to enjoy my dinner and you had to come and fuck it up.
What, you can talk?
Oh, he went back to eating the corpse there for a second.
He's like, oh, I'll shrug it off.
No, it's like he was just using his body as time to eat the blood more.
Now, a little history with this particular lassie here, folks. If you remember one of the trailers, it showed her trying to escape from oozes from her perspective, only to end up here and die.
No.
I'm still trying to piece
And
that
yes,
together.
the inspiration for this character model was Pamela Anderson.
You can actually play as this character
Rachel.
in the raid mode as well, in the PS3 version of the game.
Like, her hair always covers her eyes, and we don't know why well, apparently according to the file, she already lost an eye, and that's probably why she's covering both her eyes with her hair.
And of course, because Japan, we have to have fucking fan service.
We have massive cleavage. Like I said, the inspiration was Pamela Anderson. You can tell.
She actually has an oddly out of place voice as well when you play as her in raid mode. She's all cheery and happy.
Yeah, exactly. When you should be panicking and scared.
They also recycle Excel's disco spin melee attack from Mercenaries Reunion for her.
Aye.
Capcom love to recycle.
Well, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the way these creatures go is that they like to go through the vents because their bodies are wet and slimy. They can go through the vents
Aye.
with ease. Booyah.
I love how it just looks like a long awkward pause. It's like Jill maybe should I do this? Maybe not. Should I?
Now, the thing about the scan is that you can scan the corpses when they're dead, but you don't get as much percentage compared to when they're alive.
You actually have to scan every monster in the game for a trophy as well.
But who cares about trophies?
I do.
Well, good for you. So, and yes, they even come through the washing machine. Mind you, these are not the scariest creatures I would say, in terms of the whole Resident Evil series. Yeah, they're creepy, but they're not the scariest.
Oh, go ahead. Tell everyone what you think is the scariest monster.
The Molded,
What?
RE7.
No, I'm talking about, like, this one. Like, a certain watery creature.
Oh, we'll get to that later. I'm talking like generic,
Yeah.
creatures, like, you know, zombies, Last Plagas, the ones that pop up the most. You know, the Goombas of Resident
Yeah,
Evil.
I would say maybe...
Whoa!
Oh boy, he's pretty close. I would
Alright.
say maybe the lacquer... that right there is the dodge mechanic.
What you do, folks, is the minute the enemy's about to hit you, move up and down, move up or down with the
and
X
X.
button to dodge the attack.
If you want to dodge backwards, you have to input down plus X at the exact moment you have to dodge an
Yeah,
attack.
it's the-
Sometimes it can be really finicky, though, because there are some attacks that are come out so quickly they're almost fucking impossible to dodge.
There we go.
Oh, that's the definition of spongy right there. You shoot him like 6 times and he still comes towards you.
Well, I've got plenty of ammo anyway.
Yeah.
But that will flash you, so that can tell us a headshot, but like I said, the weak spots are the arms.
Yeah. When it comes to basic monsters in the Resident Evil franchise, I think the Lickers and the Hunters are among some of the scariest, just because of the ways they can fuck you up, especially if they happen to kill you.
Aye. Maybe, do you think maybe because they did, obviously this came out after Resident Evil 5 and they already did a ship in RE5, do you think someone in Capcom thought, that ship in RE5, let's make an entire game based on that? The only problem I have with the 3DS version is that if you don't have that attachment that gives you the 2 analog sticks,
Controlling the camera's a nightmare.
No, but that you're gonna get thumb cramp after 2 hours.
Yeah. Hi, Jill. What? It's just me. Fooled you. Can you imagine if it was just a panda?
Yes.
Like, just to put the panda's face on that fake Chris face.
No, it popped up. Boop.
And then Chris comes out of nowhere and starts riding on it in the sailor outfit.
No. That's what they're talking on the sight of that. In fact, here's Chris right now, he's panda.
Oh, he's not in the sailor outfit though.
He's waiting to take it off.
I want an image of Chris on the panda in his sailor outfit.
And that was the end of episode 1. Yes, this game is going to be episode structured, folks.
Yep.
So the way we're going to do it, so as we conclude episode 1, we'll see you guys for episode 2.
See ya.